here to do my inspo discussion speech thing. This is my lovely assistant that will be watching me. My other one is sick and coughing in a bed right now. We'll deal with that. But my inspiration, they don't speak. They don't have thumbs. They make biscuits that you want, but you can't eat them. They intensely leave fur all over the place. A bit of a night owl, can see in the dark. He's also a bit possessive, marks everything that belongs to him, not with a pin, but with a special gland in his head. As you might have guessed, my inspiration isn't a human at all. It's my cats. Humans are flawed and complicated. The animals are pure and without all the meddlesome kind of characteristics that make us not the best as hairless apes. So because of that, today I'd like to talk to you about my fur boys, and how a chance encounter changed my trajectory of my life and made me into a better man, and may have literally saved my life. Like every good hero's tale, this needs an origin story. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but there's this thing called the cat distribution system. And according to an August 2023 article by Nancy Parrish, published in the Medium, titled Kitten Distribution System, it's used to humorously describe a common experience of people unexpectedly finding and adopting stray cats. I was working in a really busy kitchen, stressing out. I really would throw up before this job. I was angry, I was tired, mean. One day, one of our front of house people came and they were talking in the back about how their cat got knocked up by some tomcat coming around the way, and she was now stressing because she had these baby kitties to get away from. And she realized that I was a potential mark and hit me up about that. So then I was getting unsolicited kitten pics. Um, in my way, I guess I kind of fell for it. I always root for the underdog, so I was like, give me the tiny one, give me your runt. And she was like, cool, I can do that. And just so you know, he's bonded with one of his brothers. I don't want to separate them. So, okay, cool. I guess I'm getting two cats now. Um, one thing that's of interest is the stats about black cats and adoption. Is the shelter demographics for black cats is in a large portion shelters that like 18%. They're the most euthanized and not picked animals, even though they're the most searched online. Isn't that crazy? And it's because they're not very photographic. So people don't want them because of that. And that was kind of my entrance. That's how I became a steward to two animals. One named Francis, and one named Champion. Champ was the runt. These guys gave me structure. They gave me a purpose. They gave me a reason to come home. They made me smile and not yell and scream when I got upset. Because it upset them. It made me have to be here so I could be there tomorrow. They would need me that day. And the next. And the next. Unfortunately, many hero stories, some kind of trauma or death that happens that drives the characters forward and becomes their fuel. Much to my dismay, lack of control, my boys became outside/inside boys. Not something that the control freak in me wanted, but it's something that they had gotten used to, and they just makes them happier and more content and full. that's a whole different barrel. One of those days, Champ came home, he was wet, he had a cough. I didn't know what to do. I was new to this thing. And it took too long for me to realize that cats really don't cough. And when they do, it's pretty bad. At the time, I sat and waited and hoped. And a day passed, and then he stopped eating, he stopped drinking, and he started hiding in the same spot that he went to for safety when he moved in here. By the time I took him to Double Lewis, it was already too late. Uh, which is his own experience. You're distraught, you're out of sorts, you're suddenly waiting in line. They just happen to have this like iPad that has like pet insurance. Like you sign up for it right there. It's crazy, super convenient, right? They're definitely not getting a kickback for that. But what wouldn't you do? You're a guy. I'm in the middle of filling this paperwork out, and they take me back and tell me that he has some kind of puncture to his lung that led to his lungs filling with a fluid, pneumonia, and he was struggling to breathe. And he was past the point of safety. At that point, I made noises I didn't think I could make. I've had lots of friends die, and none of them hit like this hit. So they took me back to this room. It was dark and pleasant enough, but there was like drips in the wallpaper, drips that you would notice, and it's like this is the last place, huh? And they wanted me to like hang out with them, close it up. But all I could think of was that how he was in so much pain, and how my closure wasn't really in this equation that he needed to pass. And so there wasn't a lot of fanfare. He passed in my arms, slowly, skinny, and that thing about the light leaving eyes, that's very real. Uh, his passing made me realize something. It made me realize that you can't just stand idly while things are happening, while things are suffering, and people are hurting. It's not right. We're meant to act. Because I acted too late in the situation, it really changed my perspective on things, and I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know like what it meant when they did this, what it meant when they did that. I wanted them to be as healthy as they possibly could be. And then transferred into humans. I realized I care about humans too. And I wanted to be a person that got them to have a second chance. And they're like most vulnerable, most pain part of their life. I don't have to be a doctor to do that, but I can be there with them and strap them up and get them to a place. That's why my cats are my heroes. They changed my trajectory. I thought I was going to be in kitchens for the rest of my life till I died. And I realized there's something better, or something more focused. Any questions? I'm sure you could use a cigarette. I could.